How do you deal with it as a female sleeping out here in the tent? Do you sleep out here by yourself or somebody sleep in the tent with you?
No, I do. I'm normally by myself.
And how do you survive out here? Because I see you're the only tent that's out here. Do other people sleep out here as well?
Well, they have little encampments over there, but they know I'm crazy. I'm good with my hands and I
Nobody
have no pets. So
gangster, right?
it's basically for your benefit to stay the fuck away from my shit.
Got you.
Excuse my language.
No, it's you keeping it 100. That's what
So
this show is all
yeah,
about.
I don't normally have people run down on me. Like they think they're gonna run down on my tent, but then like if I'm in there, they're like, "Oh no, I just wanted to make sure you weren't OD'd or needing any help. If I needed any help, I'd come out and say, someone help me. Like I get right at them, male or female, so they know like not to play with me.
Understood. Do like the cops come up here and like disturb you guys or anything? Or
They don't unless it's a fire. Like, well, last time you were down here, my tent was right there.
oh, okay.
Remember?
Right.
But the other day, somebody set this tree on fire.
Serious?
Yep. And the crazy thing was, I had just moved my tent from right there that morning. Now, if I was in there, I would have literally came out and fucked whoever set that tree up on fire. Like, right now, what I'm doing is I can't find a room. Now, if I could find a room somewhere, that'd be fantastic. I'd be able to pay for the rent and everything. I'm just looking for a room. And every time I find a place to say rooms for rent, I'll call and it'll say only men or only senior citizens or only people with SSI. Or I'm running into these roadblocks and I'm like, money is green no matter who it comes from. So what's the problem? So that's my problem right now, and I don't all the way down there because, like I said, I am still in the throes of addiction, and with this COVID thing, they're not really taking people into rehab right now. So basically, what I have to do is make sure that I stay well, and that's what I'm trying to do, make sure I stay well. I do have a friend that, makes sure that I do get my daily dose and I'm not sick and can't move, because it's bad when you can't move. Like, heroin is a physical addiction. It's not just crack where you're skitzing for it, where you want it. Heroin is something that you need. It's something that your body needs to function. And when you can't function without a substance, that's bad. And that's where I've gotten myself. To the point where I can't function without a little blue bag.
When was the last time you saw your son?
Sad to say, but it's been about 3 years.
Do you know where he is?
He's living with his dad. Yeah. He's staying with his dad.
So how do you go about taking a shower out here and using the bathroom? How do you do it?
Well, before this COVID, like, you can go in there at Mingo Avenue and use any of their bathrooms or things like that. But now I'm just basically going to the hotel. Like, my friend, he's really a good guy. So he's making sure he gets me a room once a week. So I'm taking a shower once a week and with the wipes and stuff like that. Maintaining during the week. I do have a friend on G Street. He lets me come in sometimes, take a shower, but he's a pervert, so I really don't like going there. So it's like, it depends. It really does depend what day of the week, how I'm feeling, and who's available.
So are you down here 7 days a week? How many days a week do you sleep on the train tracks?
Every day.
How about the winter time?
Wintertime.
Do you have a special place you go in the winter time, or do you stay out here also?
It was between. It was in between. I had a friend that I used to pay $10 a night to come crash on the couch, but come to find out they had bed bugs, so wasn't going there anymore. And then there was another house, bring her some hard, but I couldn't get no sleep because then she'd be up with the crack all night, skissing. So it's like back and forth. But for the most part, it's a back and forth thing. Yeah.
So give us a little tour of your, I guess your crib.
Oh, it's
How?
messed up right
It's
now.
okay. You know this is
No, because it's really, really neat when it's not.
okay. So you really like take your time and organize
Yeah.
things in here.
I normally have the blankets nice and neat, where it looks like it's a twin, well, a full size bed up at the top. So it's basically just nothing but the blankets lay down. But I had to go through all of the mess to see what had soured from the rain and what could be salvaged and what needed to be thrown away. So basically, I'm just beat right now. The sun has been bearing down all day, so I haven't gotten much done.
So what about food? How you go about eating?
I just basically eat out mostly every day.
You eat out? And how do you pay for your food?
Like I said, my friend makes sure,
So you have a friend that give you money?
he makes sure that I eat. Yeah, he does. Damn, that's definitely one thing he does. And I feel so bad because with the dope, you have no appetite, so I waste a lot of his money.
Where do you see yourself like a year from now?
Beer, hopefully clean, or working on getting clean. That's definitely one of my goals right now. That's definitely one of my goals right now is to get clean because I want to take trips and it's like he wants to go places and last 4th of July we went only to Atlantic City. We went only to Atlantic City and I had to make sure that I had 2 bundles on me. Like, what kind of vacation is that? But I don't get dipped out or nodded out. I just get well. I get normal, which is actually sad for me because I'm past the getting high stage. Like, I don't get high anymore. The only way I get high is if I'm doing right now. I do about 4 bags in one shot, right? And that's just so I can be normal. Now, for me to be high, I would have to chew about 2 Xanax bars and smoke some dews.
What's a,
That's too much.
what's that? What's a deuce?
The K2, the stuff, the fake marijuana I was telling you about. So it's like it's just too much for me. It's not worth it. I just want to be normal, and the things that he want to plan is like I have to be normal because I can't get on a plane with 2 bundles, but I can get on a bus with 2 bundles. So
How long can you go without using heroin?
not long. It's about every. It depends. Okay, so you got time? Okay, so it's 2 types of there's 2 types of dope. There's one that gets you high, and then there's one. It's called legs. Legs is it keeps you well longer. So what I do is I mix the two, which actually causes a really big a really big problem for me because what I do is I take the 2 best stamps on the streets and I mix them together. So one is for get high and one is for the legs. The legs means that I won't have to do a shot within 5 to 6 hours. It might be 6 to 8 hours or 8 to 10 off of that one shot. Now, if it's some bullshit and I can't get one of the best stamps, then it's every 4 hours. And that's $20 to $30. So It's pretty.
Adds up.
It adds up. And
And
sometimes I wake up like, how do I always wake up with my morning shot, but I'm like, okay, after I do this, how am I going to get well for the rest of 24 hours? Like, it's just,
do you feel shame or guilty for living this type of life?
oh, hell yeah.
What's the worst thing that has happened to you since you've been out here?
Just these bums running down on me.
You said bums running down on you?
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Hold on.
Yeah, take your time.
Like, you have good days, right?
Uh-huh.
Good days are days where you don't have to work too hard to get your fix, or you. Okay, so this is a good day. Now, I told you I have a friend, so my good days normally are on Thursdays, which is his payday. So on his payday, I know for the next 3 days I don't have to do anything, and he knows I get high. So the next, basically, I won't have to do anything till Tuesday. And then it's like I don't have to scrape up, or I don't have to do this or do that. I can basically just live, you know? I can go here, I can go there, I can just be a normal person without worrying how I'm going to get my next fix. So,
How about your family? Do your family try looking for you or anything?
well, I don't have that much family. Yeah, my mom was the last out of like 13 kids, and most of them are gone. It's about 2 uncles, 3 aunts, and they're elderly. It's just basically me and my son. Me and my son's father doesn't see eye to eye, so it's just basically me, really. None of my sons with his father. But I do want to fix this up so you can see how it normally looks.
I'll definitely come back up here another time to do another update on you.
Yeah.
So, to the people that's been sending you well wishes and who's concerned about you, what message do you have for them?
Thank you. I need them. I do. I need them.
And if anybody would like to help you as far as donation of clothes, food, how can they go about finding you?
Well, I'm on the bridge of. It's off of Allegheny between Westmoreland and Allegheny. There's an old train track. And I guess I'm the only 10 up here. Yeah.
And if they are afraid to come up here, I can bring them up here and for them to see you.
Basically, no one's gonna do anything soon. Everybody up here is zombies. Mostly everybody who's up here minds their business. They're up here to do one thing or another. And they're really not looking to do anything to anybody. Most of them come up to tag. Most of them come up to get high, or you got the derelicts that come up to trick. That's about it. But basically, everybody who comes up here minds their business.
Can you give some advice to parents as far as addiction and homelessness? How can they go about, keeping their kids on the right track?
I really can't, because like I told you, this shit happened to me by me getting pneumonia. So it's like,
You have a son.
I do.
What advice would you give your son as far as, staying away from drugs?
The standard. The standard advice. It's no good, it leads nowhere, you'll lose everything, and no one to care. no one will care. You won't have any friends. You just have yourself, and at the end of the day, you really don't have that. You sell your soul, and you sell it cheaply too.
And how long have you been using drugs for?
I called him on in I think 2017. Yeah, so it took probably I called him January, summer of 2017. I was doing what happened was I didn't go straight to dope. He had me on Percocets first. And when he cut me off, I was buying perks off the streets. So once they got too expensive, because they're 2 for $50. So once they got too expensive, you talk around, and next thing I know, the Percocet is an opioid is dope. So with that said, I'm not a dummy. I can go and get how many bags for $50 instead of 2 bags, and then 2 pills, and then I gotta go and get 2 more pills within 6 hours. So that's how it happened for me. That's how it happened for me. I had an addiction and didn't even know I had one. So it's not like I hung around with the wrong crowd or anything like that. This bug has no picks. No picks. It has no picks.
What was the last professional job you had? Do you have any, trade or occupation that
was couple.
Tell me, talk
I'm
about
a
it.
certified medical assistant as well as coding and billing. I worked in that field from '05 to '08. And then I went back to school for office assistance in 2010. I did that for about 5 years. And then I went back to school.
So you graduated college?
No, just technical schools. Because it's like 6 months out in and out, get a job, pay my bills. Then I went back to school for teacher's assistant. And I did that for about.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, love, it was a pleasure seeing you again. I'll always come up here to check on you to make sure everything is going good with you.
I hope you do.
And I can't wait to see the next time when I come, as far as you say your place is going to be all nice and clean.
I gotta go through this stuff and see what's what. And I just literally went to the laundry, man, which is so sad. I'm like really upset.
But we understand.
You can smell the laundry on it, but then it's like it's set in the bag, so you can smell that it kind of got that mildew smell on it.
Yeah, it rained pretty heavy when was it? 2 days ago?
2 days in a row. So, and then it kept raining. So one day it'll rain, and one day it rained, and then it dried. And then I picked everything back up, put it down, and then I went somewhere, and while I was going, it rained. So I had to come take everything up and dry it again. And that night, it rained. And then, like last night, everything was dry, so I lay everything back down, put everything back organized, and it rains again. So it's like, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't.
So it's tough being out here when it rains, huh?
Yeah, that's the word.
So do you get wet? Because I see you have like some type of waterproof.
That doesn't work.
So you still get wet? Wow.
What it is there's a couple holes in the bottom. So when the cardboard gets wet, there's no way for the cardboard to dry. So yeah, I just realized that one today.
Right. People need to see behind the scenes. They need to see how real it is. Don't make it look fancy, because it's life out here is not fancy.
Right.
You can't make it look good, you know?
You're right. You're definitely right
They need to see the struggle.
Nothing fancy
Because if you
about
make it look all nice and good, people gonna think, oh, she living a good life. You know, she don't need help.
Right. Oh, look at her fancy tent.
Yeah. So
She look. Ain't nothing fancy about this tent.
So that's what we do. You know, we show the real and raw reality, the bitter, ugly truth. That's what it's all about.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul.